Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into a topic that's really changing how we think about connection. I mean, it's genuinely challenging the very idea of what a companion even is. Are AI companions, the next step in how humans connect? Or maybe more like a digital Band-Aid for something deeper going on in society. That's kind of the big question we're tackling. We're digging into this really insightful Forbes article by Neil Sahota. It's called How AI Companions Are Redefining Human Relationships in the Digital Age. Our goal here is to pull out the key takeaways for you, sort of a shortcut to understanding this, fascinating and maybe slightly unsettling new world.
Right, and it's not just theory, is it? This is happening now. It really makes us ask some big questions like, what is companionship? Why do we need connection so badly? And what happens when we start replacing human chats with, digital ones? It's a conversation we definitely need to be having.
Okay, so let's unpack that. These AI companions, what do they actually look like? I mean, the idea has been around in sci-fi forever, obviously, but having them in our actual lines, that's pretty new. The article gives some really interesting examples. So first, there's Replica. You've probably heard of it. It's an AI chatbot, but it's specifically built for emotional support. You mostly text with it, and the kind of interesting thing is how it learns. Your conversations make it more personal, trying to mimic, a real emotional bond, like a friend who's always there, doesn't judge. Then you've got Gatebox. That one takes presence to a whole new level. It's a holographic AI. Think a little projected character in your home. Designed for people living alone, greets you, sends messages, controls your smart lights. It's meant to feel like someone's there, which, as the article notes, is a big deal in places like Japan with more solitary living. And then there's Harmony by Real Doll. This one's definitely more controversial. It mixes advanced AI with a very lifelike humanoid robot. The goal, a romantic, even physical companion. It talks, remembers things about you, has personality traits. It really pushes the definition of companion.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how different they all are? You've got a chatbot, a hologram, a physical robot. But deep down, they're all trying to fill that same basic human need, connection. It really shows how creative we're getting with technology to try and meet that need.
And that really is the million-dollar question, right? Why? What's going on that makes people actually seek out connection from, an AI?
Sahota's article points to a few key drivers. First, and this is a big one, the loneliness epidemic. It's growing rapidly. People feel disconnected. And AI companions offer, maybe not real connection, but a semblance of it. You mentioned Japan, but it's happening everywhere. Lifestyles are changing. Second, you just can't beat the convenience and control, can you? These things are available 24/7. They don't have bad moods, no emotional baggage of their own, and you can just switch them off. That predictability is really appealing to some people compared to, messy human relationships. And the technology itself, of course, it's just getting so much better. AI isn't just basic responses anymore. We're talking about conversations that feel, surprisingly human. They remember things, show empathy, or simulate it very well. That makes them way more compelling as, social partners.
It's almost a bit spooky, isn't it? When you think about chatbots from just a few years back, now they remember your last conversation. Show empathy. Wow. It makes you really think about that trade-off. Convenience versus, real death. Where do you think that line is for most people? Or are we even thinking about it? But okay, it's not just why we're using them. What about the impact? How does this affect our human relationships? The article suggests it's a real double-edged sword.
Absolutely. Let's look at the potential good stuff first. Sahota mentions they can offer a non-judgmental space. Think about someone with social anxiety, for example. Talking to an AI might feel safer, easier, a place to express yourself without fear. And maybe, just maybe, they could be like training wheels for social skills. You practice interactions, build some confidence in a low-stakes way, and hopefully that translates to better human connections down the line. So kind of a therapeutic tool, potentially. But, and this is a big but, the downsides are serious. One major risk Sahota flags is more social isolation. What if people start preferring the easy AI companion, avoiding the challenges of real human dynamics? That could actually make the loneliness problem worse, not better. And then you get into the really deep ethical stuff. What does it mean if we're forming strong emotional bonds with machines? Things that don't actually feel anything. It makes you question what empathy really is, what love is. Are we teaching ourselves to accept an imitation of connection?
It definitely forces you to weigh the pros and cons, doesn't it? Yeah. What are we actually gaining versus what we might be losing? Is just having someone there enough? Or is there something fundamental about human-to-human connection that AI just can't replicate? Makes you wonder. And this obviously spills over into things like dating and marriage, these traditional structures. AI companions are bound to shake things up there too.
Oh, for sure. The article suggests AI might start to supplement human relationships. Or for some people, maybe even replace them. If you can get support and companionship from an AI, well, that's traditionally been the domain of partners, family, friends. It's shifting where people look to get those core emotional needs met. There's also this interesting idea about younger generations using AI almost like a practice field. Trying out social interactions, building confidence, maybe that actually helps them in their real-world relationships later. A social sandbox. But then again, you have the flip side. Some people might just prefer the AI. It's predictable, it doesn't judge, you can customize it. Especially if someone's had bad experiences with human relationships, that control could be very, very tempting.
And that's where it gets really fundamental, right? It challenges our whole idea of what love is, what connection means. Are those things uniquely human? Or is our definition going to have to stretch to include AI? It's not just about how we feel, but what we're willing to accept as real. So given how huge all this is, the article really stresses that we need to navigate this carefully, responsibly. We can't just let this happen without thinking it through.
Exactly. The main point is balance. Use AI for support if it helps, sure, but don't let it replace actively maintaining your human connections. That's key to avoid, falling deeper into isolation. It's about integration, not replacement. And the developers, they have a huge responsibility here. They need to be really clear, really transparent about what these AIs can't do. No misleading people, and definitely avoid designs that could prey on lonely or vulnerable individuals. Ethics have to be front and center. Plus, we just need more research. We don't really know the long-term effects yet. What does it do to us psychologically, socially, over years? That research needs to guide how we develop policies and rules around this stuff. And finally, we just need to talk about it openly. What are the benefits? What are the risks? We need ongoing public discussion to figure out the ethics as this technology evolves.
Yeah, that final message from Sahota really resonates.
Yeah.
Balancing the tech with, our human values, making sure that in chasing innovation, we don't lose sight of what actually makes us human. Genuine connection, empathy. That feels like the tightrope we're walking.
So wrapping up, what we've really unpacked here is that AI companions are a major shift. No doubt about it. They offer new kinds of support, but they also bring up some really complicated questions, ethical, psychological, social ones. We're just starting to figure it all out. It's a human story as much as a tech one.
And that leaves a big question for you, listening right now. As technology keeps blurring these lines, what does genuine connection actually mean to you? How can you nurture those authentic connections with people, yes, but maybe also thoughtfully navigating this new space with AI too? Something to think about.